Good evening, everyone. It's 5 o'clock, so we'll start our session. I believe everyone can see the slide, and the slide says that know thyself means know yourself. Now, people get very confused about when we say know yourself. So, what is knowing ourselves? So, today we'll talk about when we say know yourself, then what you are supposed to know about yourself. Now, in the slide, DJ, you will see there's an example. The three names written: Dhoni, Dravid, and Sehwag. Now, all these are cricket batsmen, but everyone has a different style of playing. And why the different style of playing? Because of their personality. So their personality is different. So tomorrow, if you ask Dravid to play like Sehwag, he will find it very difficult to play like Sehwag. Or similarly, if you try to ask Sehwag that you play like Dravid, it will be very difficult for him to play like Dravid. But they both are good cricket batsmen. Even Dhoni is a good batsman, but they have a different style of batting, and it's basically their personality which determines their batting, the way they bat. So long time back, what happened that there was a Greg Chappell who was coach, and what happened that he tried everyone to be like him. So whatever standard of discipline was in him, he wanted everyone to follow those rules and those standards of discipline. So basically, what happens that he did not accept others. Others may be different than him, and they may be right also in being different. And what happened thereafter? There was a disastrous performance by the Team India, in which Team India was not able to qualify for even semi-finals. So it's a lesson learned that every person is a different and a unique person, and every person has a different personality. And you have to accept others as well as yourself for your flaws and for your good things. And you have to try to improve upon your flaws. That will only happen if you know ourselves. So in today's session, we will cover these topics. The first topic is we'll cover the various stages of a trader. जहाँ पे we'll say कि there are different type of stages, and our aim will be to identify where we are and how to move to the next stage. The second thing is required is attributes of a successful trader. So every trader, what happens, there are certain attributes which constitutes to a good trader. Like suppose someone is a good cricket batsman, so he will be athletic, he will have good reflexes. Similarly for a good trader also there are certain attributes, and we will discuss that what are these attributes and how you can judge yourself that what are your strengths and where you are lacking so that you can overcome those attributes. Then we come to the thing about knowing ourselves. So people say that you should know yourself. So what do you mean by knowing yourself? So by knowing ourselves means that we should know what is in our subconscious mind. So we'll talk about the subconscious mind, and we'll talk about that there's a core need in an individual, how to identify this core need of the individual. Then there are certain complexes and defense mechanisms. We'll talk about that. In the last, we'll cover that how to be in the zone while trading, and how to be a better trader, and we'll cover that in last. Now, why I'm talking about psychology part of it? Because I did a course in DIPR, a Defense Institute of Psychological Research, which is done for identify suitable individuals for selecting in defense forces. So what happened while doing the course, I realized I learned a lot about psychology, and there are only few people who can clear the course. So I was the one who cleared the course, and though I was not interested in going to the SSB, so I did not go for that SSB thing. But I realized that after doing the course, I saw difference in my trading performance, because now what happened, I was able to understand myself much better, and not only myself much better, I was able to understand those around me also much better, which helped me, in overall development of my personality, and that reflected in my trading performance also. So I share whatever knowledge I gained there. Of course, I cannot share because it's a 2 months course, and in one session it will be difficult to share everything. But I will share the very core things of whatever I've learned there also. So coming to the first part of the topic, where we come to the various stages of the trader. So aim of this topic is to understand that there are different stages of trader, to identify your stage and what steps you have to take to move to the next stage, and so that your journey from big losses converts to big profits. So there are 3 stages of a trader. If I say one is a beginner stage, which is known as first stage, then we come to the second stage, which is known as intermediate stage, and then we come to the third stage, which is when a trader becomes consistent and successful. So now what are how do you identify that at which stage you are? So something like a beginner, I say that generally what happens that beginners are those people who enters almost in the last stage or somewhere in the end of the middle phase. So they enter into the bull market and generally they buy in cash market. So what happens now because they are in bull market? So what works for them is whenever there's a dip, they buy the dip, and it generally works in a bull market because whenever the dip comes, individual buys them, and in a bull market, the stocks keep on going up. So what happens? He feels that's the only way to make money, that you sell at higher price and you buy at lower price. But what happens? A time will come when this strategy will, when the trend will change, when the bull market will change, either it will become sideways or it will become a corrective market. So what happens now? What happens is he is not able to appreciate that thing because the only thing he knows is that you have to buy on dips and sell at higher price. So what happens now? The dip comes, he buys it, and the market falls further. He further buys it. Till the time his money is exhausted. Now, since he doesn't know anything, so what happens? He keeps on holding on to the losing stocks with the hope that someday these stocks will recover. And if you see a portfolio of these people who are beginners, I will say, they will be holding on to the all most of the losing stocks. So their portfolio will consist of all those stocks which at one time was favorite in the stock market, and now they have lost the charm. So they are lying at lower level. But that investor believes, or beginner, that individual believes that someday these stocks will come up. So he keeps on holding them sometime for decades, and the portfolio keeps on underperforming for many years. But still, he is not able to sell those stocks which are in red. Any stock which goes into green, that individual will sell that stock, but will keep on holding the stock which is in red, thinking that someday it will recover. So why these people are like that? Because they are unaware of market behavior. So they don't understand that how market behaves in cycles. That a stock which can be trading at 70 PE, after some time it may be at lower price, even trading at 30 PE, but still there are no buyers. So these things he doesn't understand, and he lacks familiarity with the market. Familiarity means he doesn't have that much experience in the market. He has not seen so many cycles in the market. He has generally seen bull phases in the market. So जैसे अभी जो recently phase चल रहा है, it's a very strong bull market, and many people are in defense stock, PSU stocks, which are doing very well. And all the dips which have been bought have given very good returns. So a person who is entering now, he feels that जब भी dip आता है 4-5% का या 3% का, the only way to make money is to buy those dips and hold on to the stocks. And luckily, it has been rewarding till now, and it may reward for some more time to come. But what happens? Every time cycle will change, these stocks will finally lose favoritism, and then these kind of traders will not be able to adjust to the changing scenario. So what happens? Other key attributes are that they generally are only they will take the stocks which are high risk trades and on hot stocks. So most of their portfolio will consist of those stocks which are hot stocks, maybe well above the fundamental valuation, and they keep on buying them, keep on holding them. So that will be the attributes. Of course, they don't have any money management, so they don't have anything like how well manage my trade. So whatever money they have, generally they like whatever is the buzz in the market, they invest in those kind of stocks. And what happens since they have no money management? So what happens when the losses come? They don't know when to cut losses also. So they keep on holding to the loss unless this loss becomes very big, and then they are scared of cutting their losses because the losses become very big. Another thing which beginners expected, they have unrealistic expectations from the market. Because what happens? Because these are the people who have entered in the middle phase or late phase of the bull market. So they feel that every 3 months the stock can double, or stock can give a 40% return, 50% returns. So they become they have very unrealistic expectations because in the bull market they have enjoyed those good returns, and they feel that market will keep on giving them these kind of good returns forever. So that's why what happens when the cycle turns, they become very dejected and they are not able to, when they're not getting those returns, they don't know what to do. Another thing is that they have very little knowledge about fundamentals, technicals, and futures and options. So because they don't have all this knowledge, so only thing they do is they listen from some tips, they buy from those tips, and they keep on holding to those stocks. And when the tips stop working, they don't know what to do, and uske baad they are stuck. So I will say 70% of the traders, they remain in this beginner stage. So if you if anyone is like this, feel that something मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ है या something like that, most of my stocks are like that. अगर आपका portfolio or you find any other people around you, उनका portfolio में maybe इस time stocks रख नहीं होंगे, but जो पुराने थोड़े players होंगे, you will find them having holding lot of stocks which are in red. and maybe something like DLF, Unitech, so not DLF but Unitech and Yes Bank and these kind of stocks, which they must have bought, thinking that it's a dip, I'll buy it, and they are holding on to those stocks, thinking that sometime they will go up. So these are the traders who are in first stage or the beginner stage. And I will say that 70% of the traders they remain in this stage and they quit the stock market because they feel uske baad that stock market is gambling and they will not graduate to the second stage. Now, only I will say only some people who have perseverance, determination, and courage graduates to the second stage of the trader. Now, who are these traders who graduates to the second stage? Basically, these are the people who have seen the market cycles, and now they understand that the tips don't work, and you have to develop your own skills to learn about market. So they learn, they dwell into reading, they dwell into understanding of market, they do a lot of fundamental and technical study, and now they gain familiarity with the market. They understand that market moves in phases, there are cycles, there are technicals, there are fundamentals, there are future and options, and they start using this. So they understand market better than those who are in beginner stage. Now these are the people who work hard to learn to update their knowledge. So they go through a lot of books like Intelligent Investors, Making Money with Charts for technicals. To improve their psychology, they would have read Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. So they become better than beginner stage. So what happens? Like what happens in the intermediate stage is that these people are aware of fundamentals and technicals. They have market experience and understand market risk. So now they understand that okay, it's not so easy to make money in markets. Otherwise, everyone would have been doing this thing only rather than doing anything else. Everyone would have been in the stock market only. Why the bank is giving at 8% interest rate if they can generate 30%, 40% every 2 3 months? So now these people are able to understand the reality that okay, a reasonable expectation is fine, and there are various ways to play these different market scenarios. So they use FNO, it for different market scenarios to gain money, and they understand that you have to buy strength, sell weaknesses, you have to cut your losses. But इनके साथ थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम होती है. They are able to cut losses, but generally I see that people who are in second stage or intermediate stage, they are not able to carry their profits also. So they cut their losses, but they cut their winners also. And though they are moving towards consistency, like they know okay, these are the rules to be followed, but sometimes they find difficult to follow the rules. So बीच बीच में क्या होगा, they will self sabotage them by taking some risky trades जहाँ पे उनका concentration is high, and they will go overboard and will break the rules and all. Okay, so these people may be using FNO to enhance their returns. They may be using algo trading or automatic trading or various softwares to generate signals. And maybe in time to come, some people will use artificial intelligence also to beat the stock market. लेकिन क्या होता है, this is a very difficult stage, so like again I will say कि now from moving this stage to a third stage, it takes a lot of time because you have to resolve your complexes. Apart from like whatever is in technicals is not much, like we have covered 6 sessions. ऐसे तो बहुत कुछ है टेक्निकल्स में, लेकिन these 6 sessions are more than enough to learn about technicals. Similarly, fundamental also you will read 2 3 books, and उसके बाद you will know about fundamentals. You will understand okay what is P ratio, EPS, and all those things, and how to invest at lower valuations and sell at higher valuations. You'll understand all those things, but still you'll not be able to do a lot of things. Even you'll not be able to follow sometimes your rules also, because psychology plays a major role in this. So I will say कि because आपका जो subconscious mind है is sometimes conflicts with your conscious mind, and you're not able to take decisions which you're supposed to take. So this happens when you are in second stage. So it takes a lot of time to sometimes overcome from intermediate stage to second stage. So if you want to, if you see that you are in second stage, so one thing to know about yourself, I will suggest you to read a book known as Theories of Personality. And if I will share it in the group also, a soft copy of Theories of Personality. So once you read the book, you will understand a lot about yourself, a lot about people around you, which will help you to identify your shortfalls and people around you also and their strengths. And the best part is that you will accept yourself and others also around you, which will take you better towards being a consistent and successful trader, not even in stock market, but you become more reliable and more consistent in overall behavior also. Now come to the third stage, which is when a person has become consistent. So he understands, of course, market, everything and all, and he understands the market behavior also very well. And because he's consistent, so what happens? He doesn't have to struggle to make money in market. he money kind of flows into this market, flows into his account kind of effortlessly. So what happens that he treats the money as a resource. He understands that money is an amplifier, and basically amplifier in the sense that it will just enhance your personality. Whatever your traits are there, it will just enhance your traits. It will not change anything much. So it's a resource he uses as a resource to do things. So he generally takes low risk trades and he enhances his performance to use of future and options. The good part is he'll cut his losses also and he carries winners. So this is an important factor that he carries his winner part. He carries his trades which are in positive. So you will find these kind of people who will keep on holding a stock which has become multi-bagger and sometimes even more than that. So something like if you find bigger traders like Junjunwala and all, so they have made most of their money when they have kept on holding on to the winner stocks. You know, that's why they see. Look at the patience level. He bought Titan somewhere was 25 or so, and he was holding it. Abhi tak wo hold kar raha hai when the Titan is at about maybe 4,000 or something like that. So the big thing is that these people hold on to the winners, and because of that, rather than occasional, big losses, they have occasional windfalls because they keep on holding on to the winners. Sometimes they make a lot of money in that one trade only, because, and they have very realistic expectations from market. They understand that market sometimes it can give you very good returns and sometimes it will be suboptimal returns, and they understand this part. They accept it also. These kind of people have high self acceptance for themselves as well for others around them. So they understand that they are different and they have certain positives and negatives. Others are also different. So they don't try to impose their views onto others, and they accept them with the different views that okay, you are different and I am different, but it's both are okay. So that's very important to understand that these kind of people they accept others, those who are around them, and इनके psychological complexes resolve हो जाते हैं. Basically, I'll dwell upon it once you move ahead in the session that what are these complexes and how these complexes get resolved. Okay. So what happens generally chart like generally your stage will be something like it's a hockey stick chart, which most of the people would be aware. So something like this will be the how a journey of a trader would be. So there will be first stage जहाँ पे क्या होगा कि trader will enter in the late bull market or middle stage of the bull market, and he'll be profitable because what will happen कि all the stocks are going up and whatever stocks he would have bought so वो भी ऊपर ही जा रहे होंगे, and he feels that he has cracked the market and he'll keep on making money. But what happens? The market cycle turns and that buying and dip strategy doesn't work at all. And then उसके बाद initially he keeps on buying on dip, but finally क्या होता है dip even bigger and bigger. The stocks which has gone up they correct by 50%, 60%, sometimes 70, 80% also, and they don't bounce now. Now उसके बाद क्या होता है कि now the portfolio goes on red, and उसके बाद many people will remain here, but some people who keep on working hard, who try to learn about market, who work hard to become better trader, they will graduate to the third stage. And once you come to the third stage, then uske baad it's a growth which is continuous growth because you become a consistent successful trader, and maybe some gyration will be there, but overall your graph will be kind of positive graph. It keep on moving up. Now the second stage is different for different people. Some people will move very fast from second stage to third stage, and some people will take many years to move from second stage to third stage, depending on person to person. So this is how these are the stages of a trader, and you should find out yourself that in which stage you are in, so that you work towards going to the next stage. So aim is to be in the third stage, and it takes a lot of efforts to move from second stage to third stage. So you have to have all the knowledge about stock market, fundamentals, technicals, FNO, and more than that, you have to learn about yourself also, your shortcomings, and you have to overcome your shortcomings so that you move to the third stage. So these are the first topic that there are various stages, and you have to identify which stage you are in yourself, and you have to move towards make a conscious effort to move from that stage to the next stage. So coming to the psychological aspects now we'll talk about personality. That what is a personality? So basically what happens, personality refers to a deeply ingrained pattern behavior which includes the way one relates to, perceive and think about the environment and oneself. Now you should understand the definition. What is personality? अगर हम बात करें तो हर एक इंडिविजुअल की एक अलग पर्सनैलिटी होती है, एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट पर्सनैलिटी जो भी उसके सराउंडिंग में हो रहा है उसको वो एप्रिशिएट करेगा और परसीव करेगा एज पर हिज पर्सनैलिटी. So same thing can be very positive for other some people and same thing can be very negative for some people. हालांकि सेम ही चीज हो रही है काइंड ऑफ ना. तो जैसे इट मे बी सनी डे, समय फील कि आज बहुत गर्मी हो गई है, and someone may be very happy about it. So it's something like that. Environment is same for both the people, but depending on their personality, they will perceive in a very different way. So, uh, and this personality is like every person has a unique personality. So no two person has same personality. There may be something they like, something which are common, but every person is a unique, and every person has a unique personality. And how a personality is being formed is like sum of nature and nurturance. So when we talk about nature and nurturance is, one is nature, something like your genetic code, and other is nurturance. Nurturance means the way you have been brought up. So or your surrounding. The same thing can be said, जैसे environmental factors and genetic factors. So some traits you will carry of your personality you will carry because of your genes. Is something like someone is very tall, someone is like few things you will catch up from your parents. That is like genetic factors. So जैसे क्या होगा कि almost most of the people will have almost same, जैसे complexion same होता है most of the people as per your parents. So not only complexion, some of the your mental traits also are common. In the sense you will inherit some sort of intelligence, some sort of emotional intelligence from your parents. So you are if your parents are if like if your one of the parents is very good in have very high numerical intelligence or very good interest in music, then what will happen that if you have got the same genes, so what has happened that you will also pick up those things because you are you have been genetically passed on those factors. So there are few factors which are passed on genetically to you, and there are few factors which environment, like whatever the surroundings are there, because of that your interaction with the surrounding, and you develop those factors. So it's something like, I will give you two examples. Suppose there are two twins, and if they are identical twins, so what will happen? Even if you keep them in different environments, so a lot of traits will be common in them because genetically, they are identical twins, so they have carry same genes. So उनके बहुत सारा उनका temperament, उनका lot of things, height, build, and even the like the way they think will be quite same. Even the environment is very different. Uh, but because of environmental factors, तो there will be few changes. But अगर ये twin अगर दोनों साथ में रह रहे हैं और environment भी same है, and they are identical twins, so most likely their personality will be almost same. So to understand it something like that, जैसे कि suppose we have a seed, like अगर एक आम का पेड़ है और अमरूद का पेड़ है, और आम का बीज और अमरूद का बीज है, तो अगर आप आम के पेड़ को डालोगे, मतलब यू सो इट, तो उसमें से आम ही आएगा, एंड समथिंग लाइक अमरूद के पेड़ से अमरूद ही आएगा, दो यू मे गिव द सेम एनवायरमेंट टू बोथ ऑफ देम. So something like it's also the sum of both the things. You have to understand that whatever, like every person is a sum of these two things. So you have to also appreciate this thing कि जो other person है, like he, if you had been at his place, if you had the same genes as he has, and if you would have gone to the same environment, जो उसको मिला है, तो most likely you would have been the same product as he is right now. So you have to accept yourself also that if you are like this, it's not only that something great has happened, you are like this because of your genetic factors and the environment which you had. So that's the sum total of your personality. So suppose you are hardworking and dedicated, and you feel that I am hardworking and dedicated. You have to understand that some part of it has been, and some part it has come because of the environment which you saw. Like maybe you would have seen some other person who is hardworking and dedicated, and usko copy करने, मतलब उससे you have imbibed that thing, and that's why you have become hardworking and dedicated. The other person who is not so hardworking and dedicated, you have to understand that uske genes didn't maybe didn't want him to be hardworking and dedicated, and maybe the environment factors were not like that. That's why he's not so hardworking and dedicated. And if you would have been at his place or her place, तो आप भी लगभग वैसे ही होते. So you have to understand that part, and that's why you have to accept yourself and accept others, those who are around you. So this is what personality is about. Now, how do you see your personality? So to judge a personality, you have to see different attributes which a person has as a traits. So we'll discuss these attributes, and we'll focus on those attributes which are required to be a good trader. So coming to the attributes which defines your personality, and which also you will discuss that for a trader what kind of attributes are required. So first, and like if you say ki know about, and once you know about the attributes, so your aim, again the aim of is to find out, okay, what is your level in these attributes, and if I'm required to be a good trader, where I need to improve myself so that I become a better trader. So what are the attributes which define your personality? So first thing is intelligence. So intelligence comes a very important thing, and there are different kind of intelligence. So when we talk about intelligence, it's not only that someone who's good in studies is more intelligent. So there are various kind of intelligence. I will say that someone who is good in intelligence uh, in exams is someone who has good basic intelligence, which means that he is able to perceive, he is able to interpret relation between various factors, and he is able to put it out. So that's known as basic intelligence. But there's something known as effective intelligence. So what is effective intelligence is? Effective intelligence is someone who is able to use the resources available to him and put into the use for which he wants to use. So something like these kind of is something like there are two people. Some people are very resourceful in nature. You know, whatever they will get, they will find out ways to find out to how to achieve their aim. And some people, you know, they may be very good in exams and all, but they will struggle when they are able to, when they have to, you know, use the resources available to them. So I will say that effective intelligence is more important than basic intelligence, but it's not like that someone who has high effective intelligence will have low basic intelligence, or someone who has high basic intelligence will have low effective intelligence. So they are both are very different things. That is, some people are very street smart, so they have high effective intelligence. So for trading and all, you require high effective intelligence. You know, you don't effective intelligence means again to use the resources which are available to you, so that you can go towards your goal. So this is the first factor, that you require intelligence. Now, how much intelligence is required will come about it later. The second thing is organization ability, which means that you are able to organize the resources. Whatever available to you resources are there, you are organizing them and then you are using them for achieving your goal. So it appears to be simple, but you will find that a lot of people are not able to organize things. And though the things are available, but they find it difficult to organize it. And some people are very, they are able to and organize it very easily. So everyone has a different level of organizing things and different level of intelligence. Again, some part is genetic and some part is environmental factors. The third thing, which comes about emotional stability. Emotional stability means that you will find that few people, any small setback happens in their life, so they start fretting and they lose their calm and composure. And there's some people who are able to take a lot of ups and downs without fretting about it. So that is what is known as emotional stability. कि जहाँ पे events happen and you don't get perturbed by those events so much, you are able to remain your calm and composure, and you are able to take a decision which is exclusive of emotional things. So you take a decision which is rational and it's not an emotional decision. So that's known as emotional stability. So when we're talking about first three parts, we are talking about mostly our mind, intelligence, organization ability, and emotional stability. So we are talking about the, I will say, uh, like topmost part of our body, which is our mind. Now we'll move to our heart, like the second part, which comes, which we say is our heart. So what are these things? First thing is sense of responsibility. Now there are few people, you will find them that they are like, they will not take responsibility for anything. So whatever is happening in their life, they will blame it on others. Okay, that this person has done this, that's why it has happened with me. But they will not try to understand that what they could have done about to change the situation. On the other hand, there are few people who take responsibility for everything. So they are in control of their life. They understand that their decisions makes a difference in their life, and it doesn't make a difference what others are doing, but it's your things, your actions, which makes you responsible for your outcome. So this is an important factor, sense of responsibility, where you take responsibility for your actions and not pass it on to the others. The other part is discipline. Then again, some people you find that they are disciplined, some people are not disciplined. Not discipline doesn't mean that you get up on time and you do things. You go to school on time or you go to office on time, because it is forced upon. Um, it is when the things are not forced upon. Do you do the things as they are required to be done at that time when they are required to be done? So that is discipline. So you will find there are few people who are always late whenever you're going to somewhere, or you will find that they remain haphazard kind of. So these are the attributes which will be reflected in the trading also. So whatever attributes we are talking about, if they are existing in the normal life, you will realize that same attributes are reflected by trading also. So if you are something like, if you're not disciplined otherwise in life, you will not be disciplined in trading also. So you will find it difficult to follow your trading rules because you're not able to follow rules outside also. So Whatever you are exhibiting outside, the same thing you will exhibit while trading also. So a person who is not disciplined otherwise in life will not be disciplined while trading also. Now, a very important factor which is known as adaptability. Now, adaptability. Now, adaptability is that a person when he goes to a new environment. Now, some people find it very difficult, and some people find it very easy to adapt. Like for in defense forces, may like you will find that a lot of people when they are posted out from one place to another place, जहाँ पे environment changes. So some people are very fast to adapt, and some people you find that they are slow to adapt. उनको सर टाइम लग जाता है 6 महीने 1 साल लग जाता है to adapt to the surroundings, and उसके बाद they are fine. So this is what is adaptability all about. When the environment is changing, some people are able to adapt very fast. Some people take time to adapt, and some people are not able to adapt at all. So this is an important factor in trading because adaptability is very important because market keeps on changing. Uh, आज से 6-7 साल पहले there was no one used to talk about options. आजकल everyone is talking about options. So these things are not there. So automatically market behavior will also change because of that. And if you're not able to adapt as per the change, what will happen that you will be lagging behind. So you have to adapt as per the change, and you have to keep on adapting as per the changing environment all the time. So this is known as adaptability, which we are talking about our heart. Now we come to the lower portion, which is our guts, which is known as confidence and liveliness. Now, what is confidence? Confidence is your self-belief that you can do it. So many people you will find will have confidence. Some people are lacking in confidence. So when a person lacks in confidence, he feels that he will not be able to do what he wants to do. But a person who is confident, he has a reasonable belief that he will achieve what he wants to achieve, and he'll be able to handle things the way he wants to do it. So now again, confidence is again a part of the personality trait. So what happens that some people will not have confidence and some people will not have confidence, but there are many traits which can be worked upon. So I will say confidence is a direct relationship, has a relationship with knowledge and hard work. So a person when he like suppose someone is not confident of speaking in public, but if he works hard, if he understands a topic very well, if he rehearses himself, then the same person who was not confident of giving a speech becomes confident. So confidence is a direct function of knowledge and your experience and hard work. So if you find that you are lacking in confidence in anything in life, so all you have to do is, you know, gain knowledge about that thing. Gain knowledge about it, things, practice and hard work. You will find yourself that you will get confidence. So confidence in trading also means that if you're finding that your confidence is lacking, so it means that your knowledge is lacking. So you have to work on your knowledge, you have to work on your experience and work on your familiarity with the thing. So your confidence will come back in that thing. Now, other important part is liveliness. So, what is liveliness? Liveliness is ability to remain buoyant or feeling, cheerful almost at all times. So, what happens? You will find a lot of people who are generally gloomy in all situations, and on the other way around, you will find people who whatever happens in their life, they always have a smile in their face. So, liveliness is again very important trait for a trader because a trader's or investor's journey is full of ups and downs. So a person who is not so lively in nature, what will happen? He will lose his composure and he will lose his buoyancy in the difficult times, which is not so desirable for a good trader. So a person who should have good, a person who wants to be a good trader has good liveliness. जहाँ पे even if he is going through losses, even if things are not going right, he should have a smiling face. So that's very important. And we will discuss about liveliness. Unlike confidence, like confidence can be improved by knowledge and by experience, but liveliness is something which you cannot improve so easily. Most of it comes from genetic things and all. So someone who is not lively, you will find जो gloomy रहते हैं वो हमेशा gloomy रहते हैं. It's very difficult for them to be happy in life. And similarly, those who are happy generally happy रहते हैं वो whatever conditions are there, you will find them they are generally fine whatever is happening around, and they have a smiling and charming personality. Now that we come to the fourth part, which is courage and determination. Now, what is courage? Courage is ability to take risk in a calculated way. So, if you need certain amount of courage to be a good trader, if you don't take risk at all, then you will not be a good trader. But to take that risk, you need to have courage. So you need certain amount of courage to take trades and to be in the market. So it's an important attribute which a trader should have. But you should not be a foolhardy, risk foolhardy in the sense you should not. Courage doesn't mean that take unnecessary risk. Courage means that you take calculated risk and you move in the direction which you want to move after taking calculated risk. So that is courage. The moment you take it overboard, like suppose you take too much of risk, so that is like foolhardiness. So that is not courage. So you have to understand that how much courage is required to be a trader. And then we come to the last attribute, which is the determination. So determination, what is determination means? That your ability to continue on your path spite of obstacles. So you will face a lot of obstacles, you will face a lot of hardship in your journey to be a consistent trader, but you will have need to have determination to continue to be a good trader, continue to improve yourself, continue to finding your faults, and continue to become better as you move ahead. So these are the various attributes, and the same attributes will reflect whatever is there in you. The same attributes will reflect yourself in your trading also. So, and I will say whatever you do also, all these status, all these attributes will reflect in you. Even if you are playing a game of tennis also, so you will find that आपके जितने भी आपके attributes हैं, they will reflect. Like so, I like if you see a player जैसे जो tennis खेलना है something like that, and you find कि though he is losing point, but he is blaming others. So इसमें क्या है मतलब sense of responsibility is not there. So same thing he will do in trading also. He will blame market. Okay, market has done this, that's why I have lost money. He will not try to improve himself. So similarly, these traits will be available everywhere. Personality is like you cannot change your personality for trading. Whatever your personality is there, same traits will be reflected in your trading also. Uh, so if someone is confident about himself, so he will be confident about trading also. If someone has the determination to continue what he wants to achieve, the same determination will be visible in his trading journey also. So these are the attributes, and these attributes will reflect everywhere. If you are disciplined in your normal life, you will be disciplined in trading. If you have that intelligence to understand market, only that same intelligence will be reflected in other spheres of your life also. And if you are emotionally stable otherwise, so you will be emotionally stable while dealing with market also. And otherwise, if you're not so emotionally stable, so you will find yourself not so emotionally stable while handling market also. So these are the traits which are there, and they will reflect in your trading journey. Now, as I covered earlier, there are certain traits which are genetic, and though every trait is genetic and environmental, like certain traits are there which have more inclination from because of genes, and which can difficult to improve actually. And there are certain traits in which you can work upon and you find lacking, so you can improve upon that. ठीक है? And इन traits का ऐसा नहीं है कि सबकी fixed quantity है. You know, there'll be intensity for different people will have different intensity of these traits. Like someone will have very high level of determination, and someone may have a slightly lesser level of determination. So high level of determination means कि जो भी obstacles आता है, or this person whatever happens doesn't give up. You know, so that's very high level of determination. Someone may be feeling determined but not so determined in the sense कि एक दो तीन obstacle तक तो चलता है, लेकिन उसके बाद अगर persistent obstacles हैं there, तो they give up. So different level of determination will be there in different people. So everything will have intensity will be different for different in different people for whatever traits we have discussed. Now, as I covered, what are the traits? How much traits you require for a good trader? So you don't require very high intelligence. You require moderate level of intelligence to be a good trader or uh, investor. And reasoning ability, again, moderate reasoning ability, basically moderation of understanding. Okay, what are the various circuits and how the things will work out if this happen. So that kind of reasoning ability should be there. You don't need very high level of intelligence to be a good trader, but you need high numerical intelligence. So when we're talking about intelligence, so intelligence has, if you go by Gordon model, there's a Gordon model of intelligence. So everyone has like there are 7 kind of intelligence. So उसमें से like musical intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence. So these every person has a different level of intelligence in them as per them. But but for trading, I would say high numerical intelligence is required. Generally, I've seen people who are good in maths and who are able to appreciate numbers very well, relationship between numbers very well. So generally, they are comfortable with trading and investing. So people who are not so good in inclined towards number, not so good, they don't have good numerical intelligence. So their inclination is lesser towards stock market or towards trading and all. So this is my personal observation that high numerical intelligence is required for a good trader. Now, what should be high is you should be high on adaptability because market will have a different scenarios and you have to keep on changing as per the scenarios. So a person, a good trader and good investor should have high level of adaptability, should have high level of sense of responsibility, should be understand that everything happens in the market. You have to take responsibility for your action. No one else is, you cannot blame anyone else whatever is happening. Your profits and your losses are your responsibility and nobody else. And you should have a high level of discipline. Now, discipline again very important factor. If you have it in your life, you will automatically reflect in stock market also. And if you are not disciplined, then try to work upon your discipline. Be disciplined in other aspects. So you decide your life, like have a plan for the day and follow that plan for the day and get your discipline in life. So you will realize the same discipline will be reflected in your trading also. Now I say moderate level of confidence. You don't need very high level of confidence, because if you have very high level of confidence, you may take slightly higher level of risk. So moderate level of confidence is fine, but you should have high level of liveliness. You should be cheerful in whatever conditions happen. So that's very important. Now, it's a few things are difficult to acquire, like liveliness and adaptability are difficult to acquire. So these things are generally passed by genes. So, but if SNE cannot work upon it, you can work upon it, but it will be difficult to change yourself. So person who is adaptable generally, is adaptable because उसको genetically pass on होता है कई बार, that he is able to adjust to the new environment very fast. And then some people are not able to adjust to the new environment. So, and same with the liveliness, that people who are cheerful, they remain cheerful, and people who are gloomy, so generally they reflect gloomy behavior throughout their life. But rest all can be improved by conscious efforts. So if you find like, okay, whatever we have discussed till now, if you find, okay, maybe मेरे अंदर ये lacking है या मेरे अंदर ये strength है, and maybe I am good in this, so you can work upon those things by making conscious efforts. There is someone जैसे who feels that यार मैं जल्दी give up कर देता हूँ, so you have to make an effort. No, I will not give up. I will continue. If I decided something, that I will finish that thing. I will not leave it in between. So automatically, and you do that in everything in your life. So what will happen? Automatically, the determination will be reflected in your trading behavior also. So where you find that you are lacking or your strengths are there, you have to judge yourself and you have to work upon those attributes to make it better. Now, moving after understanding, what are the attributes? So these are the personality. So what we have discussed till now, that everyone has a personality, and this personality is a sum of genetic factors as well as environmental factors. And these are the attributes of a personality which we just discussed. And then we discussed that what are the attributes required for to be a good trader. Now we go further deeper into our mind, where we go towards our subconscious mind. Now people say that okay, there's subconscious mind, and that controls our mind. So actually, it's quite right. Subconscious mind is there, and throughout your life, that subconscious mind plays a very important role. But we have to understand what is there in the subconscious mind. So in the subconscious mind, an individual has a core need. What is core need? We'll discuss in the next few slides. So what I mean to say that every person within themselves, they want to fulfill their core need, and all their actions are there to fulfill that core need of them. So we have to find out that what are the needs of a person, and uski whole life is revolving to fulfill that need. Then there are certain complexes in a person, and we will discuss about it how these complexes get formed. So what happens when a child is born? The early 4 or 5 years are very important for any child. So what happens in those 4 or 5 years? Those are his first interaction with the environment. Usse pehle he is in womb. So womb is for a person or for a baby is a very cozy place, जहाँ पे everything is dark and all, and he is comfortable inside. And the once he comes out, it's a new environment for him, जहाँ पे he's interacting with the environment. So from that time onwards, to the first 5 6 years are very important. That shapes the subconscious mind of that person. And because of those things, if something goes right or something goes wrong, few complexes get formed in the subconscious mind. And then what happens to overcome these complexes? There are certain defense mechanisms. So how do we know what are the complexes? We see the defense mechanism. And when we see the defense mechanism, we are able to find out, okay, what are the complexes in that person? And then you can find out, okay, these are the complexes and how you can resolve it. What are the reasons for these complexes and how you can resolve these complexes? So once you resolve these complexes, a person becomes a better person. He's able to accept himself and others around him in a better way. So in the slides to come, we'll discuss all these things. So first we come to the need. That what is the core need? So this theory is McLeod's human motivation theory. So we'll discuss about these. So we can say that generally what happens, people can be divided in the three form of needs. Okay, so need for achievement, need for affiliation, and need for power. So what happens that most of the people, you can categorize them into these three categories, that they have these three needs. either need for achievement, either a need for affiliation, or a need for power. And throughout your life, you are trying to fulfill these needs. So now we go deeper into it. Just remember that every you can divide them into three needs, and उनके बहुत सारे sub parts होते हैं. We'll not go towards that sub parts. We'll just go to the main thing. So what we go to the first part is uh, that the first thing is need for achievement. So what happens? These kind of people. So what happens in the childhood when they were young people, or like first 4 5 years? So उस time पे they felt that there is something lacking in them. उनका self esteem is low at that point of time. So what happens to overcome that self-esteem? So you want to do something so that you can prove yourself. So what happens? You want to get good marks in class. You want to get medals because you want to prove yourself that you are better. So actually what is happening? You are trying to raise your self-esteem. ठीक है. So what happens? Why you are trying to raise your self-esteem? Because अंदर से आपके अंदर थोड़ा सा वो है कि I am not so good. So that's why you are trying to raise your self-esteem, and you feel that by achieving things, you are raising your self-esteem. So what happens? So they try to basically what happens? They always try to prove themselves. They always try to become better. So they are challenging people. They like sometimes even these kind of people can work alone, or they can also work with other achievers. And these kind of because they are self-motivated. Because these kind of people because they always need to achieve something, so they are self-motivated and they like feedback to assess their progress. So they are okay for criticism also because they want to constantly improve upon themselves. So these individuals will perform better if money is linked with their achievements. And these kind of people who are best suited to be traders and investors. So I'll repeat once again. You have to understand that there are three kind of people. So first thing is need of achievement. So why there is a need of achievement? Because throughout their life they are feeling that self-esteem is low. So try to understand that because their self-esteem was low in the childhood, so that's why they always want to boost their self-esteem. And by boosting, they can only boost it if they get more rewards, if they get more things. So if they are trying to be trader, if they are trying to make more money, is trying of fulfilling their need for achievement because उनको लगता है कि money से उनका self esteem will be better more. So that's why they are trying to make money. But this kind of personality is more suitable to be a trader and investor because these are self-motivated and they उनके लिए money is a direct relationship with their self-worth. So what happens? They are trying to become better and more competitive so that they can fulfill their need for achievement. So this is just about trading, but I will say कि जो इस type के लोग होते हैं, they in other fields also, like suppose they're in defense forces, so they will try to top every course wherever they go. They wherever they go, they will try to perform so that they can get the rewards and all. So these people generally are the people who have very core need of achievement. So you have to understand now when you see a people like person yourself or anyone around who has very high need of achievement, to understand that at some point of time he must have felt self-worth, that his self-worth is low. So that's why he's trying to overcome that need which was developed in the subconscious mind in his childhood. Later on, I'll even the birth order plays a very important role in the need. So a person generally who is like suppose there are three people or there are two people, the person who is like middle one, uska generally it has been seen that uska need of achievement is higher than the others because what has happened? He always feel that he is not as good as the first one. जो first child होगा he will be better because वो बड़ा है. तो क्या होगा वो हर चीज better कर पाएगा उससे second child से. So second child always feel कि I am lacking. So he will try to be better than the first one always. So in that he's trying to achieve things. So he will try to do better things. He will try to get more marks in school and all those things. So generally it has been seen जो second वाले born होते हैं उनका need for achievement is more. So this is first need, that is need for achievement. Now we go to the second part. The second thing is need for affiliation. Now affiliation means these people are there who are like desire to be friendly and have warm relationship with others. Now see the first जो था need for achievement इनका high होता है उसमें they are okay being lonely also. They are okay to work alone. But जिनका need for affiliation will be more, it's very difficult for them to work alone. They always want to be people around them and they always want others should like them. So उनके actions throughout their life are more focused towards people liking them. They want to be part of the group. They want people to like them. So they will form many informal relationship in the sense, many friends will be there, and they will, even in the office also, they will have very informal relationship with people because they want others to like them. So generally these people are very cooperative, and these people can work very good in a team. So if they're in a team, they will work very well. But alone थोड़ा difficult है उनके लिए काम करना, because they people always crave for other people around them, and other people should like them. So generally these people are very emotional. So I talked about emotional stability. So you will find these people are very emotional. So I will say they get perturbed also very fast. अगर कुछ लाइफ में कुछ अप एंड डाउन ज्यादा होते हैं, तो उनको बहुत इफेक्ट करता है. अप में भी दे विल बिकम वेरी हैप्पी वेरी फास्ट, एंड डाउन में भी दे वे बिकम वेरी डिजेक्टेड वेरी फास्ट. So these kind of people are not suited for trading. तो आई से कि जिनका नीड फॉर एफिलिएशन ज्यादा होता है, उनके लिए ट्रेडिंग इज नॉट अ गुड थिंग, बिकॉज एक तो ट्रेडिंग एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट वेरी लो, वैसे ही बहुत लोनली होता है. तो इफ पर्सन इज हैड हाई नीड ऑफ अचीवमेंट, दे कैन ओनली वर्क इफ दे फॉर्म टीम ऑफ ट्रेडर्स. अगर 4-5 लोग साथ में, दे विल बी ओके. अगर 4-5 लोग साथ में मिलकर ट्रेड कर रहे हैं, then they are fine, because and again they are not, they are not motivated to make money. They are more motivated, in being in the group and being, being liked by others. So these are the people who love affiliation more, who like affiliation more rather than need for achievement. So though I am discussing these things, you have to understand that everyone has all three needs. लेकिन किसी में क्या होगा, किसी में affiliation will be more prominent, किसी में achievement will be more prominent, and किसी में need for power will be more prominent. And from the various traits you can find out कि आप में कौन सा ज्यादा prominent है, and then you can work upon the need for which you should be. If you want to be good trader, then you should work upon that need, which will take you towards being a better trader. Now we come to the third part, that is need for power. So what is need for power? Desire to control others and influence their behavior. Now why this need develops in a person? Because what happens, जब उनका childhood था, उस time पे they felt powerless. तो जो उनके first 4-5 years थे, because they felt powerless, तो उनको like they have a inclination towards, for the need for power. They feel कि मेरे पास power होगी तो मैं ये करूंगा. So throughout their life, they will try to gain power. So you will find these kind of people जहाँ पे ना they will try to, like someone who is in class, he wants to be monitor. और जब वो like someone like if they are in defense forces and all, so they will go behind ranks, because not because they want to achieve something. Like दोनों में difference है. The person who was for achievement, he is getting rank because he wants to achieve something. But this person, he wants to get rank so that he can exert influence over others. So दोनों में बहुत difference है. And you will there you can find that difference in the personality also. जिसका need for power will be high, उसका throughout his life उसका main aim is to get the power. And जिसका need for achievement is higher, throughout his life इसका aim is to get the achievement. तो दोनों में फर्क है. How do you find those people? These people like to control others. So if they are in a group, so they will like to control the group. They will not, unlike for need for affiliation जिसका ज्यादा था, he wants to be part of the group. लेकिन इनका क्या है कि if they are in the group, so they will be only in the group if they can control the group. Otherwise they don't want to be in the group. So these are the people इनका need for power is more. Generally these kind of people are more argumentative. So you will find there are a lot of people who are very argumentative. Basically they are displaying their need for power. So by being in the, and these people don't leave the argument unless they win. So because उनके लिए that need for power is very important. So अगर वो argue कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो गलत भी होंगे, they will keep on arguing, and they will somehow they will keep on finding how to beat you in the argument. So these people, if you find argument, मतलब if you find someone argumentative in nature, the chances are there उसका need for power is very high. So these people like to control people. That's why they are argumentative. And they also have the ability to influence people, because they for need for power, तो उसके लिए they always want to influence other people. So they want others to do what they think is right for them. So understand this point कि यहाँ पे क्या है कि he feels that he is doing better for others if he is trying to control others. So these kind of people, they have high need for power, suitable for leadership roles, but they are again not suitable for traders, because these kind of people are contrarian. I have seen in my experience, इनका need for power ज़्यादा होता है. They are they are interacting with markets, so they can exhibit power over others. And how they exhibit powers? By being contrarian. So अगर सबको गलत prove करके. So what I have seen, these kind of people, they are the one who try to look for bottoms and tops. So क्योंकि उसको like जैसे something like argumentative nature होता है, so similarly like he has to prove his point, he has to prove himself, he has to be in control of things. So that's why he feels everyone else is wrong and I am right. So I will get the tops and I will get the bottom. So uh, these are, if like, if you find someone like that, so you understand, or if you find contrarian trader, so you understand that uska need for power is higher. Okay, then the other part. So finally, what will happen? Market will give you what you want from the market. So if you are trying to fulfill your primary need, so if you find yourself कि आपका किसी इन तीनों में से you are inclined towards one side, like your need for power is more, your need for affiliation is more, or need for achievement is more, so try to get towards the need for achievement, rather than leaving the other things. So it's not that you cannot change it by making some conscious effort. If you feel that okay, yeah, maybe my need for power is more and I'm very argumentative, then try not to argue, try not to control things, try not to manipulate things. Okay. Or if you feel that your need for affiliation is more, so you can channelize that something like that way, find out other traders and trade with them, so that your need for affiliation is also fulfilled, and then you become a better trader also. And if your need for achievement is high, then it's as such good, because if your need for achievement is high, then chances are there you will keep on working towards your goal so that you achieve what you want to achieve to improve your self-worth. So this is how the need for theory works out, and everyone has some part of this need. So it's not that आपका एक ही need होगी आपके अंदर. You will have all three needs, but one of them will be more dominant, and you have to identify which of my need is more dominant, and moderate it towards towards need for achievement. Uh, So moderate your needs towards of power and emotions and go towards achievement. And I feel that you'll be able to identify a little bit about yourself. थोड़ा बहुत कि मेरे अंदर कौन सी need ज़्यादा है by the examples which I have given. That if you are argumentative in nature, the chances are there that you have need for power. And if you are, if you always want to achieve some medals, achieve something in your life, so the chances are there your need for achievement is more. And need for power is that where you want to control others. तो यू ऑल्सो लेस दैट कभी ये नीड फुलफिल नहीं होती है. लाइक ऐसा नहीं है कि आप ये अचीव कर लोगे तो आपका वो अचीवमेंट वाला नीड फुलफिल हो जाएगा. यू विल अचीव समथिंग दैट यू विल नीड समथिंग एल्स टू अचीव. सिमिलरली इसका नीड फॉर पावर है, उसका ऐसा नहीं है इफ इज कंट्रोलिंग ए स्मॉल ग्रुप, उसका ही विल ट्राई टू कंट्रोल इवन बिगर एंड बिगर ग्रुप. तो दैट्स व्हाट नीड फॉर. एंड सिमिलरली फॉर एफिलिएशन, तो ऐसा नहीं आपको अगर दो चार लोग मिल गए तो विल बी वेरी हैप्पी. यू विल नीड बिगर एंड बिगर ग्रुप एंड यू विल गेट मोर एंड मोर एक्सेप्टेड. So these things are there, and they keep on, like, throughout your life you are trying to fulfill this your core need. So you have to understand that throughout your life your conscious or subconscious decisions are there to fulfill these core needs, and you'll be able to relate to people who are around you with these core needs. Now we have read about needs. Now we come to the like father of the subconscious mind, who was Sigmund Freud. So Sigmund Freud made a theory, and which became very popular, about it's all about subconscious mind. Okay. So he said that what we covered earlier, that your early childhood experience are very important, and in those first 4 5 years, your lot of your subconscious minds get built, and in those first 4 5 years, your relationship with your father is very important. For both girls and for boys, relationship of father is very important. So I will discuss more about this relationship with father. So what happens is father relationship, father represents your relationship with government or relationship with any person who is in power. So if suppose someone has a good relationship with father, इसका मतलब है उसको लगता है कि उसकी any power or any government or any decision which has been taken for him is good for him. But suppose relationship with father is not good, so what will happen? That person is likely to be rebel. So he feels that anything which has been forced upon him is wrong for him. So if some person who is like who has good relationship with father, you will find that person following all rules and regulations of life. So these kind of people will feel that police is good for them, government is good for them. But if you find that your relationship with father is not good, so what will happen? You will try to break all the rules. वो रेड लाइट आएगी तो उसको जबरदस्ती क्रॉस करेगा. Whenever you find police and all, उसको एक animosity सी feel होगी. Rather than feeling comfortable, he will feel animosity because that's a position of power. So any teachers, so teachers again, उसको लगेगा teachers are not, he will be scared of that. Rather than understanding the teachers are good for him, he will find his relationship with teachers will not be so good. So it happens in the first 4 5 years of life. So it's very important that a relationship with father is a good one, benevolent one. So the person is most likely to be a person who is like believe that rules are good for him. Otherwise, that person will try to think that rules are not good and try to bend the rules all the time because he will become a rebel feeling. इसको एक और चीज बोलते हैं, which I'll cover in the next slide also. So what happens? There are 4 5 stages, and we'll discuss each and every stage and we'll just discuss a little bit about subconscious mind, because it's not so easy to make you understand everything in this small session. So I'll try to make you understand few things. So what happens, जब initially बच्चा पैदा होता है, तो I told you that he comes out from the womb, and so the first interaction of that with environment is very important. So now what happens, the first interaction is fine. When he comes out from the womb, first time he sees light and all, and if he feels welcome, if he feels that okay, but if he's loved and welcome in the new environment, then throughout his life he'll be okay with the new environment. So anytime he goes to a new environment, उसके बाद क्या होगा, उसको हमेशा उसे ठीक ही लगेगा, बिकॉज उसको लाइक सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में शुरू में आ गया था कि एनी न्यू एनवायरमेंट इज गुड. But suppose other way around happens, he comes out and in the he doesn't feel welcome, or he feels scared. So these kind of people, they won't have a urge to go back in the warm. So go back in the warm means they want to go back to the dark place again, dark and like kind of place. So these are the kind of people who doesn't want a new environment. They want to go to the previous environment. So these kind of people find very difficult to like uh, adapting to the new environment. So you'll find a lot of people ना, they like to उनको ना रूम में रहना ज्यादा पसंद होता है कि अपने रूम में रहेंगे, they will not come out and all, because they are not comfortable in the new environment. They are okay, it's like subconscious mind में they are still trying to go into the warm. कि any new environment is not so good, it's okay be to the previous environment. And again वो लाइफ लॉन्ग चीज आती है. तो लाइफ लॉन्ग के लिए he will try to reserve himself, not try to meet people, be अपने अपने में अंदर ही kind of person. So this kind of people, this can happen to the people. Now comes to second stage. Second stage होता है oral stage, जो 0 से 2 years के बीच में होता है. Now what happens in this stage, it's a feeding time. So what happens now, if you are satisfied at that point of time, if your feeling is satisfied, so what happens, then you are a normal person. But if the feeling is not satisfied at that point of time, तो आपके अंदर ये आदत आती है, like kind of biting and swallowing. So these kind of people, उनको हमेशा एक oral stimulation चाहिए होता है. If they don't get the oral stimulation, they are not comfortable. Oral stimulation means you will find these kind of people, they will always try to chew something. उनको like kind of या तो उनको cigarette पीनी होगी, या फिर they will try to chew tobacco या फिर chewing gum. So you will find that people, they always want something in the mouth, because what happened in the childhood, they were not satisfied. So because of that thing, what has happened, it has again developed in a long lasting thing, जहाँ पे उनको हमेशा एक mouth में stimulation होता है. Now सुनने में बड़ा अजीब सा लग रहा होगा, but once you like once you go through these things, you realize you will able to let at least few people whom maybe behaving like that, इनको हमेशा ना कुछ something you will feel them in mouth, कि उनको mouth में हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ चाहिए होता है. So now you will able to understand that कि maybe it's because in the first 2 years he was not satisfied. So that's why this feeling has developed. And because of this thing, you will be able to accept him. कि ठीक है, fine. Because something happened in the childhood, that's why he's like that. So you'll be able to adjust it, ठीक है, fine. And you understand that these things are not so easy to change. Now come to the second stage, which is 2 to 4 years. Now this is the time जहाँ पे toilet training दी जाती है बच्चे को. Now what happens at that point of time, either you are trained properly or you're not trained properly. So what happens if you're not trained properly? So two things will happen. Either you will try to retain things. You will not. You will feel कि if I do potty तो क्या होगा, डांट पड़ेगी ज़्यादा. So you will not do. Or you will, you are not bothered only about it. कि ठीक है, पड़ेगी डांट तो कोई बात नहीं. I will do what I want to do. So in these 2 to 4 years, again your psychology gets formed. So what happens? Suppose again, अगर balance is not met, someone who feels he will retain things. So these kind of people, they become hoarder of things. It's very difficult for them to leave anything. मतलब आप देखोगे उनके पास तो पुराने कपड़े ही पड़े होंगे अपने, वो फर्स्ट क्लास वाले, सेकंड क्लास वाले, बिकॉज दे कैन नॉट पार्ट अवे फ्रॉम एनीथिंग. उनको लगता है कि दे हैव टू रिटेन एवरीथिंग. So it's very difficult for them to discard anything. They will keep on holding on to things. And other way around, if you're not trained properly, so what will happen? You will become indisciplined. In the sense, you are not bothered about अगर यहाँ चीजें फैली हुई हैं, खराब पड़ी हुई हैं, and all those things. So basically, आप again training ठीक से नहीं हुई है first 2 to 4 years. So this is other indications कि कौन सी training ठीक से नहीं हुई है. So any successful stage अगर होगा तो क्या होगा, वो that person will be disciplined. That person will not be a holder of things. That person will not be into उसको oral stimulation नहीं चाहिए होगा. He will be comfortable with the thing. Now come to the next stage, which is 4 to 5 years, which I was talking about relationship with father. So this is the time जहाँ पे आपके genitals develop शुरू होने शुरू आते हैं, and automatically what happens, जो boys होते हैं, they love their mother more, and जो girls होती हैं, they love their father more. इसको बोलते हैं Oedipus and Electra complex. तो इस कॉम्प्लेक्स का थिंग इज दैट जो लड़का है, बॉय है, अपनी मदर से तो प्यार करता है, लेकिन व्हाट हैपन, ही सीज हिज फादर एज अ अ डिस्टर्बेंस बिटवीन, समथिंग व्हिच हैज कम बिटवीन हिज मदर एंड हिम। तो अंदर से एक फीलिंग आ जाती है विच इज अगेंस्ट द फादर। सिमिलरली जो मदर होती है, ही लाइक्स द फादर मोर, एंड उसको अपनी मदर जो होती है, मदर एज अ ऑब्स्टिकल दिखाई देती है बिटवीन हिम एंड द, बिटवीन हर एंड द फादर। तो दिस इज अ कॉम्प्लेक्स, जिसके अंदर ये कॉम्प्लेक्स ठीक से रिजॉल्व नहीं होता है, जो बॉयज में क्या होगा, दे विल बिकम अ रिबल इन द सेंस कि उनको एनी अथॉरिटी फिगर दे विल नॉट लाइक इट, बिकॉज उस टाइम पे ही फील्स दैट हिज फादर इज अ काइंड ऑफ ऑब्स्टिकल। सिमिलरली फॉर द गर्ल्स ऑल्सो, गर्ल्स के लिए अगेन रिलेशनशिप विद फादर इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज फादर रिप्रेजेंट्स अ पावर इन द हाउस, स्पेशली इन अ सोसाइटी। So what happens again? Just that's why you will find that the most of the girls, because they have good relationship with the father, तो उनके साथ क्या होता है कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम दे फील दैट पावर इज, एनी पर्सन विद पावर इज गुड फॉर देम। तो जनरली यू विल फाइंड दैट जो गर्ल्स होती हैं, दे आर ओके विद अथॉरिटी, एनी अथॉरिटी फिगर। जैसे उनको टीचर्स आर फाइन, दे आर वेरी, दे हैव जनरली गुड रिलेशनशिप विद टीचर्स, वेदर दे मे बी गुड इन स्टडीज और नॉट, बट उनके टीचर के साथ रिलेशनशिप विल बी गुड, एंड दे विल बी गुड विद एनीथिंग विद पावर। जैसे पुलिस हो गई या फिर गवर्नमेंट होगा, तो उनको लगेगा एवरीथिंग इज लाइक फॉर द बेटरमेंट ऑफ देमसेल्फ। So this is the first, this is the complex is develops in the 4 to 5 years of age, and उसके बाद this complex remains throughout the life. In the sense, unless you resolve them, then how to resolve them? I'll come back later. Um, so these are the few complexes that develop in a person, and I'll say कि most of, I'll say जो ओइडिपस ये बॉयज वाला कॉम्प्लेक्स है, ये बहुत कॉमन होता है इंडियन सोसाइटी में, बिकॉज पहले क्या थे, इंडियन फादर यूज टू बी वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट। आजकल थिंग्स आर चेंजिंग, बट अर्लियर बिकॉज फादर यूज टू बी स्ट्रिक्ट, so that boy always used to rebel against the any authority figures. So that's why you will find जो पहले के boys होते थे, they were like kind of they will not like the teachers more, or they will not so okay with the figure of authority. But now things are changing, relationships are becoming better, so now kids are slightly different than what it used to be earlier. So now it comes to 6 and 7 stage, जहाँ पे not so much focused towards studying and all. Basically, it's a relationship with your same sex, and उसके बाद whether you are able to desire, channelize your desire for sex towards a better goal, or you are like if it's not resolved, then what will happen? You are exhibiting things which are not socially acceptable. So if you are able to resolve these stages properly, then you become a like person who can channelize the energy in a better way and following the social rules. And if you are not able to channelize this energy, then you may do things which are not socially acceptable. So these are, so इस स्टेज पे बहुत सारे कॉम्प्लेक्सेस बढ़ते हैं, बट आई मीन टू से कि हियर आर फ्यू ऑफ द कॉम्प्लेक्सेस। इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं, बट जस्ट अ समरी ऑफ इट, दैट वट एवर हैपन्स इन योर फर्स्ट 4 5 years, दैट बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड उसके जो लाइफ लॉन्ग थिंग्स रिमेन्स, आपकी कोर जो नीड होती है, दैट इज इन द फर्स्ट 4 5 years, एंड जो आपके कॉम्प्लेक्सेस डेवलप होंगे लाइफ में, दैट विल डेवलप इन द फर्स्ट 4 5 years, एंड थ्रू आउट योर लाइफ you are trying to fulfill that core need, and that throughout your life you are resolving these complexes. Now how do you resolve these complexes? So what happens, every person जिनके अंदर ये कॉम्प्लेक्स होते हैं, they develop a defense to resolve these complexes. So something like, now what are the defense mechanisms? Basically these are conscious efforts. तो अभी तक जो हो रहा है आपके पास सब अनकॉन्शियस माइंड में हो रहा है, जैसे आपकी जो नीड है ये सब अनकॉन्शियस थी, सब कॉन्शियस माइंड में, आपके जो आपके कॉम्प्लेक्सेस हैं वो भी सब कॉन्शियस माइंड में है, लेकिन जो डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म है, ये दीज आर द वेज यू आर फाइटिंग इट बैक। तो ये आपके कॉन्शियस माइंड में है। तो हाउ डू यू फाइंड कि मेरे अंदर कौन सा कॉम्प्लेक्स है? बाय फाइंडिंग योर डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म। तो बिकॉज दिस इज हैपनिंग इन द कॉन्शियस माइंड। So for example, I will give that someone who is underconfident about something, so he tries to show himself as overconfident. तो दिस इज लाइक काइंड ऑफ इसका कॉन्शियस माइंड में, मतलब अंदर से उसे पता है कि मैं अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ, लेकिन वो ओवरटली सबको दिखाएगा कि मैं आई नो एवरीथिंग काइंड ऑफ ना, तो दैट्स लाइक काइंड ऑफ ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस। So this is one sort of defense mechanism. So a person who understands psychology better, who when he sees a person showing extra confidence, तो उसको अंदर से मतलब you can make it out कि शायद इसके अंदर he is lacking confidence, that's why he is trying to overcome that lack of confidence by showing extra overconfidence. So what happens, जितना स्ट्रॉन्ग आपका कॉम्प्लेक्स होगा उतना ही स्ट्रॉन्ग आपका डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म होगा। तो अगर आपके अंदर लेसर डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म है, तो चांसेस आपका स्ट्रॉन्गर, आप यू डोंट हैव एनी स्ट्रॉन्गर कॉम्प्लेक्स, एंड पर आपका स्ट्रॉन्गर अगर डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म है, तो उतना ज्यादा आपका नो कॉम्प्लेक्स विल बी देयर। So we'll discuss few of the complexes because everything will be again very difficult to cover, but I'll try to cover few of the complexes. So try to understand that these defense mechanisms are there for betterment. Because you are trying to resolve the complexities which were formed in the बचपन में first 4 5 years में. So you are trying to resolve these defense mechanisms, resolve these complexes through the defense. Not resolve, you are fighting the complexes with the help of defense mechanism. So there are various kind of defense mechanism जिसमें से कुछ पॉजिटिव है एंड कुछ नेगेटिव है. पॉजिटिव मीन्स कि you have channelized your energy in a positive way so that you become a better, you are able to fight that thing which has happened in the past. But there are certain negative also जहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि it's actually harmful. So we'll discuss थोड़ा बहुत इसके अंदर ये positives हैं and then there are certain negative also. So we'll just discuss few of them. Like positive जैसे क्या होगा, जैसे compensation है. तो suppose किसी की like suppose someone is not good in studies. तो उसका पॉजिटिव क्या करेगा, ही विल ट्राई टू बिकम बेटर इन स्पोर्ट्स. तो सिमिलरली अ ट्रेडर के लिए सपोज हु इज नॉट गुड, so as a defense mechanism what he will do, he will say yeah trading is not so good, I'll go to real estate. So that's a kind of positive defense mechanism. And something like rationalization, जहाँ पे क्या है कि जहाँ पे you have taken some taken some trade and you will keep on rationalizing it, by saying that you will discuss your trade with others, or you will quit trading and you will again rationalize it कि यार trading is for gambling, trading and investment, so yeah this is not a good thing to do, so that's why I'm leaving trading. So this is again a positive defense mechanism, kind of जहाँ पे आपको situation मिलती है and you are exerting your behavior in such a way that जहाँ पे you are positively inclined. But it can be negative also, negative in the sense जहाँ पे like it can be denial, which is a negative defense mechanism. जहाँ पे suppose you have taken a huge loss in the position, but you are in a denial mode, you believe कि नहीं नहीं कभी ना कभी तो recover हो ही जाएगा, I am a long term player now, and at some point of time it will, I will recover this. So this is a denial mode जहाँ पे you go into denial mode and you say कि okay, मतलब you don't believe in the reality but you go to denial mode. So अभी इस session में I think it will be difficult to find out the defense mechanism and all the defense mechanisms because it's a very long thing. So I just cut it short. I have given you some example that there are certain complexes and there are certain defense mechanisms. And if you are able to see the defense mechanism, so you can find the complexes also, and you can work upon, working on your complexes. For something like जैसे I told you, जैसे कि किसी के अंदर जैसे suppose you find that you don't like any figure of authority. So you have to understand that you don't like any figure of authority because maybe your relationship with your father, is not so good. So if you make a conscious effort, to solve your relationship with your father, in a sense, you make an effort from your side, you be close to your father. So what will happen? Automatically you will find that your relationship with figure of authority is becoming better. Your relationship with teachers will become better. You'll be able to accept your seniors. Okay? You'll be able to accept any figure of authority also. So this is just one example of that. So similarly, if you realize that you have a habit of chewing something all the time, which is a compulsive thing, so you have to understand at one point of time maybe you are not satisfied. So once you understand that part, so you'll be able to accept yourself. Okay, fine. So and you'll be able to overcome that habit gradually. So a person like that will be also like if you go hazard also in things, he's not be so disciplined in life. So automatically what happens if you quit that oral wala thing, you will automatically become disciplined in life. So these are the few examples that how to find out your complexes and how you can resolve them. So only when you know about your complexes and you try to resolve them. So what happens in Indian scenario, as I told earlier, that males का क्या होता है, generally it has been seen that उनकी relationship with father is strained, so that's why they have crave for freedom. So that's why maybe you have chosen trading also because you want to exert your freedom. You want to be free from any figure of authority. लेकिन फीमेल्स का थोड़ा डिफरेंट होता है इंडियन सोसाइटी में, स्पेशली इंडियन सोसाइटी में जनरली दे वांट टू exert, they want to come into trading because of that insecurity. उनके लिए trading is not freedom. उनके लिए because they want to feel themselves as a secure person. So they want to be trader, they want to earn money so that they feel secure. तो दोनों में जनरली डिफरेंस होता है why a male interact with the stock market and why a female is interacting with the stock market. So it's a generalized thing, not necessarily it will happen with everyone, but chances are there कि most likely that's why people interact with the stock market. Males for freedom and females to overcome the insecurity. Now, as I told you that birth order plays a very important role in a personality. So I'll just discuss a little bit about birth order because it's an important thing. Um, and it's a last session, so I think people will not mind if we extend the session also. It's like 1 hour 15 minutes, so maybe another 15-20 minutes more, and then we'll be ending our session. Now, birth order plays a very important role in the personality of a person. So we will say that three, like we'll divide into three parts: the firstborn, middleborn, and the thirdborn. तो द फर्स्ट बॉर्न जो होता है हमेशा, नो ही इज द फर्स्ट बॉर्न, तो उसको सबसे ज्यादा टेंशन मिलती है जब वो बॉर्न होता है तो, एंड दैट्स व्हाई उसका जो सेल्फ वर्थ जो होता है हमेशा इज हायर, बिकॉज ही इज पैम्पर्ड एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, so उसका सेल्फ वर्थ, सेल्फ स्टीम इज जनरली हायर. एंड व्हाट हैपन दिस काइंड ऑफ, बिकॉज देयर सेल्फ स्टीम इज हायर, तो उनका नीड फॉर पावर इज जनरली हायर. तो विच आई हैव टोल्ड यू अर्लियर कि नीड फॉर पावर जनरली जहाँ पे यू वांट टू एक्सर्ट योर इन्फ्लुएंस ओवर अदर्स, so because he's the first born, उसका need for power is slightly higher, and throughout his life he will he will be exerting control over others. जो सेकंड बॉर्न होते हैं वो क्या होता है, उनके साथ क्या होता है कि दे फील कि दे आर लेसर देन द फर्स्ट वन. तो उनको लगता है हमेशा कि यार दिस ही इज एबल टू डू एंड आई एम नॉट एबल टू डू ऑल दिस थिंग्स. So he keeps on trying to achieve things. He keeps on trying to do things which the elder one is doing. So advantage क्या होता है उसको कि he is competing always with a better person. Because elder one is he is elder, so he is always better because उसके psychomotor skills will develop faster. So the younger one is always competing with a person who is better than him. And so उसके चक्कर में क्या होता है कि he doesn't give up so easily. He keeps on trying. He is okay with failures. So उसका जो need for achievement होता है वो उसको he will try to keep on fulfilling it throughout his life. So he will always feel थोड़ा सा lesser than the first one, and he will try to achieve that thing. जो फर्स्ट वाले होते हैं उनका यू विल ऑल्सो फील दे विल जनरली फर्स्ट वन होते हैं, दे ऑलवेज गो इनटू रिग्रेशन. रिग्रेशन इन द सेंस जो फर्स्ट वन होते हैं उनके अंदर एक और टेंडेंसी देखी गई है कि दे ऑलवेज लाइक टू गो इन दैट पाथ जहाँ पे वो ओनली वन थे. तो व्हेन दे वर द ओनली वन, तो ऑल द अटेंशन वाज टुवर्ड्स देम. बट द सेकंड वन जब आता है तो सारी थोड़ी अटेंशन फोकस जाती है सेकंड वाले के ऊपर, तो विच दे डोंट लाइक एक्चुअली. तो उनको इसलिए दे विल टॉक अबाउट दोस थिंग्स जहाँ पे जनरली दे विल सी द फर्स्ट वन, विल टॉक अबाउट दोस थिंग्स जो वो छोटे थे एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स ना, वो थोड़ा सा पास में रहते हैं जहाँ पे दे वर गेटिंग मोर इंपॉर्टेंस. नाउ कम द थर्ड वन. तो थर्ड वन होता है जनरली, तो उनके साथ क्या होता है कि दे हार्डली गेटिंग रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. सारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फर्स्ट और सेकंड वाले को मिल जाती है. जो सबसे छोटे होते हैं या फिर थर्ड वन होते हैं, दे डोंट गेट एनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. तो उनका बड़ा उनके लिए सर्वाइव करने के लिए तरीका होता है कि यू बी वेरी केयरलेस. So they become mostly the third one are generally careless in life. So if they want to interact with anything, so they are doing things for fun. उनके लिए कुछ करना भी है तो वो फन के लिए, एक्साइटमेंट के लिए ज्यादा करते हैं, rather than second one जहाँ पे वो need for achievement is higher, and the first one जहाँ पे need for power is more. So third one is kind of careless people generally, not always, but mostly they will be like that. And if they are interacting in market also, if they are trader also, they are interacting for fun, for thrill and all those things. जो सेकंड वन है वो इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं मार्केट से फॉर अचीविंग देयर गोल्स, एंड जो फर्स्ट वन है दे आर टू एक्सर्ट पावर. So this is broadly thing, but not necessarily it will happen. But mostly birth order में ऐसा देखा गया है कि if you divide it into three parts, so this is what tendencies they reflect in in their personality. And now we come to the next part. So though it's not very comprehensive, but I feel that I have given you some idea about the personality. When people talk about subconscious mind, so you should know what happens in the subconscious mind. That there's something known as core need, and you're trying to fulfill that core need. There's something known as complexes, and you're trying to fulfill. You are trying to overcome these complexes with the help of defense mechanism, and these complexes get built in the first 4-5 years of your life. So now we come to the like more lighter topic from heavier topic. We move to the trading in the zone. So what is trading in the zone? So we all know that there are so many people who are interacting with the market, but they are not so successful, or they are struggling to meet the expectations or to realize their potential. But there are few of them. You will realize that they are quite consistent in the market, and unke account mein money comes effortlessly and consistently. So these are the people who are trading in the zone, and you have to try to be trading in the zone. Then how do you move towards trading in the zone? So what happens? Why you are not? First, you have to understand that why you are not in zone. Okay, why you are not in the zone? Because first thing you have to realize that market is very unstructured. It's not that it's not set rules that this is what's going to happen if this happens. There is no set rules. Anything can happen anytime. So because market is so unstructured, if you don't make rules, so the market will confuse you quite a lot. So it's very important that you make rules for yourself and you follow those rules strictly. Like market is something like that. The market can reward you, for doing something wrong also. Because market and what will happen if you do something wrong and then you make money? So that will be a reinforcement to do wrong things. So now since you've gone through the course, you know what is the right thing to do. So once you know what is the right thing to do, you have to make rules for yourself. Okay, these are my rules. I will follow my rules. And whatever happens in market, I will follow my rules. And that will only happen if you make the rules for yourself. So first thing is make rules for yourself. Like, okay, these are my rules. This is my entry setup. I will take a trade only if I get an entry setup. Otherwise, I'll not take a trade. I will manage my trade as per the rule of three. Okay, that the rule of three is that I'll take partial profit initially, then I will carry my second part to the target, and I'll carry on my third part as long as possible. Okay. Other thing is that you are unable to take responsibility of your decisions. So many people, they are not able to take responsibility and they blame the market is very volatile हो गया है, इसलिए ऐसा हो गया है, yeah, I could not judge the market or something like that. So they will not say I could not judge the market. They will say कि okay, मतलब market is something FI ने sell कर दिया इसलिए ऐसा हो गया है, people shorted इसलिए ऐसा हो गया है. So unable to take responsibility of your action again is the reason that why you are not in the zone. So you have to realize that you have to take responsibility of what you do and you have to make rules for whatever you are going to do. Then you have to believe in uncertainty principle. You have to accept that anything can happen in the market. You have to understand that you can only get an edge in the market जहाँ पे एक side की probability will increase. But you have to believe that anything can happen in the market at any time. If you believe that thing, so what will happen? It will not, disturb you psychologically because you are always prepared for the risk. Okay, anything can happen in the market, but I am taking this trade because I have find an edge because I got an entry setup जहाँ पे my risk reward ratio is 1:3. So I am taking a trade, but there's no guarantee that your trade will work out. So you have to accept that uncertainty in the market that anything can happen in the market. A third thing is trading in the moment. That is also very important because many times I will feel that people keep on trying to guess the future कि future में क्या होगा कि इसमें and to speaking no one can guess the future. So you have to be in the moment कि अभी क्या चल रहा है and you have to be कि अभी मुझे क्या करना चाहिए rather than thinking में क्या होगा and trying to predict the market. So you don't have to predict the market. You have to be in the moment right now. कि what is happening now and what I am going to do right now. You should be focused on that rather than trying to predict the market. So believe in consistency. So rather than trying to make more money, try to be a consistent trader. Consistent trader जहाँ पे you will not have too much of profit, you will not have too much of loss. Consistently you will make money gradually. So what will happen? A psychological build-up will be there. जहाँ पे आप consistently पैसे कमाना शुरू करेंगे धीरे धीरे करके. So you have to be in that thing जहाँ पे you believe in the consistency rather than random rewards or random losses. Random rewards and random losses. You have to be a consistent in trading approach. That will only happen if you have, an edge in the market. That is, once you have technical knowledge. So only once you wait for these kind of setups to happen, and then only you take a trade. So that will be your edge. And the only thing which you can do, you have to understand is that you have to make yourself available to the market. That's all. But you know your rules and regulation. All thing you know, you are available to for the market. When the market offers you opportunity, then you are available to take a trade. That's all. And if it doesn't give you opportunity, then don't take a trade. So thing is that you have to make yourself available. And then what happens that how do you make an edge is पहले आप उसको objectively define करें कि what is my edge. So if it may be a technical setup, it may be fundamental reason or whatever reason is there. So you objectively define your edge. If you are able to write it, इसका मतलब हाँ आपने objectively अपनी edge को define किया है कि okay, this is the trade which I am going to take or I have planned my trade this way. Your risk should be defined in each trade. That whatever trade I am taking, my risk is defined. It's not that you will not increase your position size if if you go in loss or something like that. Either thereafter, if you see, okay, that there's some trade is there, so either you accept the risk, okay, the risk ratio is 1:3. So you should be able to accept the risk, okay, I am ready to take that risk. So don't move your stop losses basically. आपने एक बार stop loss लगा दिया तो you accept the risk कि my stop loss is there, I accept the risk. Then you take the trade. Otherwise, if you feel your risk is too much, okay, my stop loss will be very wide, then let the trade pass. Okay? Don't try to take that trade. So accept the risk, whatever the market is giving you, you have to accept the risk. Okay, this is the risk which I'm giving to the market for this risk reward ratio, and then I will do it. The third point is act on edge without reservation and hesitation. So if you have found an edge, suppose you find a trading methodology, क्या मेरे को flag pattern अच्छा काम करता है मेरे लिए, and when you see a flag pattern occurring, then don't be hesitant about it. Because you have already worked about it, you are getting a small stop loss. and you are getting good risk reward ratio, then once you've got an edge, then act upon it. Then don't be hesitant about it. Act on it, and then you take a trade as your market is, if it works in your favor or doesn't work in your favor. Now, important rule: pay yourself as the market makes available to you. It means that we have discussed this rule that whenever the market makes money available to you, take some part of it. जैसे हमने कहा था कि divide your trade into three parts. So whenever a trade moves in your favor, take some part of it and keep your stop loss at the same point. तो उससे क्या होगा कि you will get into habit of rewarding yourself whenever market makes you gives you some money. And last part is never violate your rules. Once you have made the trading rules, don't violate it. Made a general, keep on writing it. If you keep on writing it, chances are there that you will not violate the rules because you're writing it, and writing makes a difference in your subconscious mind. It passes you message. Because you have to write it, you will not break the rule because you know that you have to write it at the end of the day, whatever you did in the trading. Now, there's an important question which people I ask. The people say to make money, one should know what the market is going to do next. So, answer is actually no. You don't need to know what the market is going to do next. Only thing you have to make yourself available to the market and let it offer an edge. So once an edge comes to you, you will act on the edge. So you don't have to try to predict the market, what the market is going to do. You have to just see whether you are getting an edge, and you have to just make yourself available to the market so that you are able to take a trade when the opportunity arises. So these are the extracts of a book known as Trading in the Zone, which is written by Mark Douglas. I have just copied some relevant point of the book, and I just covered it to you in a very short time. If you want to read the book, it's a very nice book, Trading in the Zone. You should read it, and it will help you become a better trader, and psychologically will make you. It will help you towards being a consistent, successful trader if you read that book. Now, many times it will happen in the first stage or second stage, you will have a big loss. Because why? Because you will self-sabotage yourself. You will take trades which are not required to be taken. Maybe you will not put a stop loss, or you will change your stop loss. So you will have a big loss sometimes. So how, or maybe because the market conditions are like that, it happens you big loss. So whenever there's a big loss, try to take a break and analyze what went wrong. Okay? And once you start trading again, then start trading with lesser volumes. Okay? And wait for those setups which are your favorite setups. So, and उसमें मतलब you have patience to wait for those setups. जो आपके favorite setup है, उसमें भी low volumes में you take a trade, and don't try to recover your loss very fast. If you have taken a loss, take longer time to recover it. You keep it in your mind कि अगर मेरे को loss हुआ है and this loss I will generally recover in 2 months, so give yourself 4 months to recover. No, not 2 months. I will take 4 months to recover, but I will not follow. I will not break my rules. I will follow proper rules, and I'll wait for my favorite setups to take a trade. So what will happen? This will give you some confidence whenever a loss happens, which happens in everybody's life. हर किसी trader investor के बीच में life में if you have a long career, so you will have some big losses because of so many factors. So whenever you have big losses, you just do follow these rules which I've just covered. So this will help you to become a better trader. Now, certain attributes of the successful traders are: the successful traders are very patient with the winning trades and enormously impatient with the losing trade. So it's very important to master it, that if your position is into winning position, you have to carry it. And it will happen if you follow the rule of 3, that is, carry the last part. First part, you take it out after market gives you some profits. Second part, you carry it till target. And third part, you carry it as long as possible, unless the market throws you out. So you will realize that you will make a lot of big money because of this third part, because you are able to carry your winning trade for as long as possible. Okay. Successful traders realize that making money is more important than being right. So they don't try to predict the market. They don't say कि okay, market will fall. They don't want to force their opinion कि मैंने बोला था कि ऐसा हो गया है, or I was able to predict the market correctly. They don't doesn't make a difference to them. They are they understand that making money is more important than being right. So उनके लिए, because they are not obsessed with their being right, so they are very adaptable also. They can change their position very fast because they are not fixated about their views. So that's very important. Okay? Now, successful traders view technical analysis as a picture where other traders may buy or sell. So whatever trading knowledge you have got, you have to understand that you have to use it as a picture that many traders will also follow the same thing. So many traders will follow the breakouts. Many traders are, even the breakouts पे नहीं believe करते हैं कई लोग. So they will be having their short positions. There will be traders who, getting the tops all the time. There will be traders who are getting the bottoms all the time. So you have to understand, and you have to make a holistic view about it. So technical analysis helps you in finding out कि जहाँ पे बाकी traders will be buying or selling, and accordingly you can trade your things. So before entry, a successful trader knows their stop loss and the target. That's the first thing that whenever they are taking a trade, उनके दिमाग में automatically होता है the first thing they will put a stop loss. The moment a trade is taken, first thing will be a stop loss which will be there. So successful trader knows, okay, what is my stop loss for any trade. And successful traders generally use naked charts. So I will not advise you to use naked chart initially because maybe experience may be lesser. But as the time will pass by, you will realize that you will use lesser and lesser technical jargons. Like you will not be using RSI or MACD or moving averages. You will be more using naked charts, and you will be finding support and resistance in your mind, and you will be using these charts. But initially, I will say, okay, use whatever helps you. Use that initially, and once you become comfortable, then you realize that don't need to use all these things. Naked charts will give you a better picture. So one more thing, successful traders are comfortable in taking decisions with incomplete information. Now this is very important. Now a lot of times I've seen there are many traders who do a lot of research, and what will happen in that thing now they will try basically what will happen, they are not able to take decision. तो उस चक्कर में उसको ओवरकम करने के लिए what they are doing, they are taking lot of they are unnecessarily complicating things because they feel that more information will help them. So to realize that any amount of information will not help. Finally, only one thing can happen: either it will go in your favor or not go in your favor. And if you have defined your risk, if you have waited, if you have used the setups, and if you have already put a stop loss and target, then either it will hit your stop loss or it will go towards your target. So all successful traders do, they wait for an edge to appear rather than getting more and more information, getting more and more you know टेक्निकल्स में भी क्या होता है कि पीपल वांट टू पुट 10 थिंग्स उसके अंदर, ये एक बॉलिंगर बैंड भी लगा देंगे, उसमें से आरएसआई भी लगा देंगे, उसके बाद फिर एमएससीडी भी होगा, मूविंग एवरेजेस विल आल्सो बी देयर एंड वॉल्यूम्स विल आल्सो बी देयर. देन उसके बाद में लगेगा कि दे विल बी एबल टू टेक मोर इन्फॉर्म्ड डिसीजन. सो इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. If you use only few indicators and which are your favorite ones, and if you get an edge, then you take those edge. Now, important part is the successful traders have stopped picking tops and bottoms long back. So they never try. They don't even think also of picking tops and bottoms. मतलब उनको अगर कोई stock गिर रहा है, तो they don't even think also of buying it unless they see some strength in it. They buy the strength and sell the weakness. तो जब तक उनको strength दिखाई नहीं देती है, तब तक they don't buy it. और जब तक weakness दिखाई नहीं देती है, तब तक they don't sell it. So they don't question the trend. They don't try to guess tops and bottoms. Now again, successful traders don't treat market as expensive or cheap. So they don't feel that market has become very expensive, so they'll not buy it. For them, every breakout is a buying opportunity. Because see what happens if you think that way. For then what will happen? Every breakout on the upside, you always feel that market is expensive. अभी और ऊपर नहीं जाएगा, बहुत difficult है. Because every time breakout happens, it's at all-time high. But successful traders don't treat that way. Expensive market can become more expensive. They know that, and a cheaper market can become even more cheaper. So अगर market has fallen 10%, they are no hurry to buy. They understand that market can fall 20% also, even to 50% also. So unless they get some signals, they will not buy. So that's very important that they don't think market is expensive and cheap. For them, they trade as per the trading signals and they follow whatever the crowd is doing that way. And they always understand that market will open again tomorrow. So it's not that कि अगर आपको आज को trading opportunity नहीं मिले या फिर for some time you don't get it. It doesn't that market is going to close. Market will always be existing and market will always open. So you're not going to miss anything if you don't trade. It's not going to happen. So there will always be some opportunities. There will always be something happening in the market. So don't feel that you're going to miss out on anything. Market will always open for next day. And very important thing that they don't add to the losing positions. So successful traders, they never add onto the losses. If they have taken a trade which is gone in loss, they never try to average it. So that is very important. So they see the right chart or the chart rather than the left. In the sense they are trying to find out what will happen now when the market is giving you edge. They buy strength and sell weaknesses, which is a part of technical analysis, that you always buy strength and you sell weakness. Now this is important. They play the reaction and not the news. In the sense, they see how the market is reacting to that news rather than the news itself. For example, Indigo के results आए थे अभी बहुत अच्छे, and you would have find that Indigo के results आने के बाद it opened higher and it made a bearish engulfing pattern. So जो अच्छे traders होंगे, they would be playing on the other side. They will be feeling okay how the stock is behaving after the good news. So those who would have been following Indigo yesterday, so or those who want to trade, so rather than already stock has run so much, and now the good news comes. So rather than जैसे मैंने पहले भी कहा था कि अगर already बहुत न्यूज आ रही है and already market has run up quite a lot, so sometimes this gets you good opportunity to on the other way around. So Indigo was a classic case yesterday, जहाँ पे आप reaction को play करते हो, not the news. News is good. News was that results are very good. Biggest when the first time they made, I think, billion rupees of profit. So news is very good, but successful traders play the reaction and not the news. So something like जैसे election आने वाला है, तो suppose a good mandate come. I'm just giving, it may happen, it may not happen. So chances are there that that may be the top for market. So many successful traders, they will be looking for opportunity, looking for the signals. That if they get a signal, so if they see okay, market is having given a gap up, and uske baad start selling off. And if you use a small stop loss, now you see okay, हाँ मेरा stop loss market is making some pattern, and I have a small stop loss. जहाँ पे if I am wrong, then I'm out with a small loss. But if I make money, then risk reward ratio is quite good. So they may take trades on that direction. And important part is that always keep on learning and remain ahead of the curve. So a successful trader understand that each individual, but basically they understand that they and others around them is a product of genetic factors and environmental factors. So they understand that everyone is a different person. They are also different, and others also different. So they accept themselves as well as others around them, and they work on their strength. They know their strengths and their weaknesses, and they work on their weaknesses so that they become a better person. And this acceptance takes them closer to the zone. So this is was our last topic, trading in the zone, which we have covered now. Now I'll just cover one checklist, the same checklist which I covered earlier also. You should follow this checklist. Thing is that stock should be forming a recognizable candlestick pattern. Support and resistance should be to confirm the trade. Stop loss price should be around the support and resistance. For a long trade, the low of the pattern should be around the support. The volume should confirm the trade, and indicator should confirm the trade. So if you're finding these four things in, then you take a trade with good volumes. If you find that okay, two, three things, one thing is missing, three things are there, then you take a trade at maybe lesser volumes. So if you follow this checklist and all, then most of the time things will be fine. Whatever has been taught in the technical analysis, if you follow them, then you will find that you are a better trader and you are moving towards consistency and not breaking the rules. So today's session was more about psychology, more about knowing yourself so that you are able to understand yourself around yourself, able to understand people around you better, and you are able to accept them, accept yourself, and work on your weakness to become a better person, which will reflect in your trading career and make you better trader in time to come. So that's fine. I hope you have more insight about yourself and you know yourself better than what you understood about yourself before attending the session. So that's my hope about it. So this was my last session. So I'm open to answer any questions if there are any about psychology or about anything about technical analysis. So no questions. So people are there or they already left? We're okay. So it's slightly heavy topic actually.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So I believe there are no questions, right? Everyone is thinking about psychological part.
Abhishek sir. We are trying to soak in what you told.
Right now recording will be available.
I think because here it's more about reflecting internally than actually trying to ask any questions, because I think as you what rightly brought out, all of these traits are there in some proportion in each of us. We need to understand which of them are dominant and which are detrimental for trading and try and suppress them so that it doesn't interfere in our trading at least. So that's what
you summarized it very, very well, sir. And that's what the meaning is, that you have to understand exactly Sir Bajraj said, that you have to understand yourself and you resolve your complexes and become a better trader automatically. So I believe there are no questions.
Informative, very informative.
Thank you, sir.
Very important and moot points. And without understanding psychology, I think at least trading is not possible. Investment may still be possible. Because you just buy and forget it. But trading ke liye to it's very important.
Right. And sir, I think knowing a little bit about yourself helps in all aspects of your life, not only trading, but you will become a better personality once you know about yourself, and it will reflect in your daily routine also, your relationship with others also. So it will overall you become a better person with that way.
Yes.
So that was all. Any question is there, you can always ask me anytime in the group. The group is always active, and So what happens whenever the next session will start, I don't delete the participants. So participants are always there. They can always join any session, and any doubt is there, you can always ask me anytime. There's a request from my side that whoever, please give your feedback and please post in the main group, which is like veterans trading group. So whatever feedback is there, good points, negative, positive points or negative points, whatever they are, negative points so that we can become better with time, and positive points for our motivation and encouragement. So thanks a lot for all of you for attending the sessions, and I hope it has added value in your trading journey and you become a consistent successful trader better with that approach.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So thank you,
so
ma'am.
much.
Expressed good. A lot of takeaways. Though I have read quite a
A
few
lot of
books on
learnings.
trading and watched a lot of videos earlier as well. But your practical experience, because you've been in the market for a very long time, so you just covered what is essential and left the other unessential part that was important actually. Otherwise, there's too much to read. You really don't know where to focus.
Right, right, sir.
To have the concentrated dose of only those aspects which need attention was also important.
Right,
Otherwise, you get overwhelmed by information overload actually.
right, sir. Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much.
Right, ma'am. See you, ma'am, in the evening, ma'am.
Bye.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Bye.
Right, sir.
Yeah.